You know, Call of Duty has had a lot of changes since its very first release. The first 3 Call of Duty games that were ever released were some World War II type first-person shooters. Then the 4th one came out and they modernized everything. The 4th release being Modern Warfare. They tried going back to the World War II type games with World at War, which was cool, but you know, you already released Modern Warfare, so boy, you better get modern again. And then after World at War, they stuck to the modernized gameplay. Games like Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Ghost, and I'm gonna put in Black Ops 1 because even though it was the 60s, dog, that's like 25 years after the first 3. Wasn't the first 3 set in like the 40s? It's not modern, but it's modern compared to the other 3. And then we had Black Ops 2. And then eventually we got games like Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare, Battlefield, Black Ops 3. Games that took us into the distant future. That really started with Black Ops 2, but that was in 2025, so not too distant compared to 2012 when it was released. The point I'm trying to make is this game is constantly changing with each release, and with each change comes a new set of flaws. Now, no matter how much shit folks might talk about Call of Duty, no matter how much shit I talk about it, I still love the series. It is my ideal first-person shooter. Granted, I might not like it as much as I do Halo, depending on the game I pick, but as a series, I love it. But I've noticed a few flaws in some of the more recent Call of Duty games that I didn't really see too much in the older ones. The main thing I'm referring to when it comes to issues is its complications. I've noticed that some of the newer ones are a little extra compared to maybe, I don't know, the original Modern Warfare 2 or a Black Ops 1, if you see what I'm saying. Some of them are mad complicated for no reason. Whether it's additions that we don't need, how a menu is structured, how a map is structured. The developers have added things to the game that I kind of feel is unnecessary. The main example of overt complications that I've seen in the newer games is the class system. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with the series, Call of Duty has a class system. It's like 5 to 10 set of weapons that you can use throughout the game. That's really a multiplayer thing. Now, throughout the majority of the series, the class system has always been 5 created classes you can use, but sometimes they do more. You can have one class where your primary is an assault rifle and your secondary is a pistol. You can have another class where it's a sniper and the other one is an SMG, depending on what perk you're using. You can have a class with a rocket launcher and a shotgun, depending on the game you play. It always depends on the game you play. Now, the class system has seen many different forms. Like, I think in the original, it was like between World at War and I want to say Modern Warfare 3. No, between Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 3, the class system was like this. You have exactly what I just described, but there wasn't really any limitations to it. Yeah, you can pick a perk here and there, you can do attachments, but that was it. It wasn't until Black Ops 2 came in, if I'm not mistaken, and they introduced the whole limit system to the class. Now you can't have more than 10 items attached to a class, meaning if you have a gun with like 2 or 3 attachments, you might be missing a perk. Or if you have all your perks, you might be missing an attachment for one of your weapons. You see what I'm saying? And they basically kept that formula for the rest of the series. My issues with the new class system is this. It's not necessarily the limitations, it's more so the variety. Why the fuck do we have so many goddamn attachments? Like, I really sat down and I looked at some of these attachments that we have for whether it's assault rifles, pistols, shotguns, or whatever. First of all, a lot of them are the same shit, just said differently. Or shaped differently. Like, that's not an exaggeration. The first 3 weapon attachments you get for sights for an assault rifle is the same 3 red dot sights. It's the same shit. And then later on down the line, if you continue to upgrade your weapon, you get more red dot sights that are also shaped differently. And it's not just like that with the sights, it's also like that with the fucking, what's it called? The muzzles. There's like 6 different suppressors. And I will give them credit, each sight in each muzzle or each attachment that might look like it has a duplicate of it, they do add different pros and cons to your weapons, but I still think it's an overcomplication because, let's say, I don't know, Modern Warfare 2009 or Modern Warfare 3 2000 whatever the fuck, 2011? Yeah, 2011. If you had a red dot sight, that was it. You had a red dot sight, it boosted your accuracy a little bit, cool. If you didn't want to use that, you had a holographic sight. That boosted your accuracy better than a red dot could. If you didn't like the holographic, you had thermal, you had ACOG, or you had hybrid, which is basically holographic and ACOG combined. If you want a suppressor, grab a suppressor. That's it, you only have one. It lowers the damage slightly, but it suppresses your weapons from the minimap. And as simple as that was, the game was still fun as hell to play. You didn't have to worry about which suppressor you decided to use for your assault rifle, or which red dot sight you want to use for who knows whatever. You either had a red dot or you didn't. There was no duplicates. Same thing with the laser sights. There's like 6 different versions of it. Meanwhile, in like, let's say Black Ops 2, my dumbass almost said 3. If you want to use a laser dot sight, it's there for you to use. There's no other additions that will affect your weapon. I feel like adding these new attachments, despite them adding variety, was pointless. It's pointless. It feels like it's something that they did just to say that they did. I don't get it twisted now. You know I am bitching. You know I still be using them different attachments. I still like the game. The whole running around shooting fools thing, hey, you can never fail when it comes to that. First person shooters are on top for a reason. I'm just saying, I feel like there was no reason to add all that extra shit. Another issue that I have, the menu screen, man, the main menus. Another thing that's mad complicated for no reason. We're gonna do a comparison, right? This is the main menu for Black Ops 1. The very first main menu, TV screen, interrogation room, the works. Now, at the time, this was probably the most interactive and complicated menu that we had. I say that because, well, between the TV screen and you being able to look around and get up out the chair if you wanted to, this was the most interactions that we had in a menu. This was the main menu screen for Modern Warfare 2, Special Ops, Campaign, Multiplayer, same thing with Modern Warfare 3, exact same design. This is the main menu for Modern Warfare 2. This shit is cluttered as hell. Mad tabs, mad boxes, and for some reason, and they've been doing this thing for the past, I don't know, 3-4 years where they connect all the games, everything between Cold War and this one. So that's Vanguard, Modern Warfare 1, and Cold War, and Modern Warfare 2. They're all attached for some reason. Like if you look at the bottom of your screen, you'll see access to all 3 games. And I figure it's because of Warzone, because Warzone basically was in every single one of them. They connect all 3 to 4 games. But like I said, with the attachment system, I feel like it's a useless feature. You have an entire menu dedicated to the Battle Pass, which I refuse to read or look at. I'm not going to try to understand any of that shit. You have another tab that's dedicated to the store, like the COD store, where you can buy weapon packs, costumes, other COD games. Basically, the Call of Duty version of the PlayStation Store. Imagine going to the PlayStation Store and searching up Call of Duty, but then you just take the shit and you put it in a game. That's basically what this tab is. It's mad boxes and designs for no reason. You see how simple the older ones used to be? You have this over here, that in the middle, and that on the right. You want to buy a new COD game? You want to play new DLC? You want packs? Go to the PlayStation Store and buy that shit, or the Xbox Store. Over here is the actual game. But it's like in the newer one, they just blended all of it together. And it doesn't help that they're constantly updating this shit, because this did not look like this 2 to 3 months ago. It was completely different. It was also kind of complicated, but it wasn't this crazy. It's like every time they update the game, the main menu gets even more complicated and hard to read. I can't find shit sometimes, mainly because they're constantly moving shit. And lastly, we gotta get to the main thing I don't like, the Battle Pass. It's like every first-person shooter has one now. Battlefield, Halo, Gears of War, Call of Duty. Battlefield I'll give some credit to, because I think they had a Battle Pass in Hardline, if not Hardline then 4. But they had one kind of like before the other first-person shooters, but still, it's an issue. And I don't know who started this shit. I think it was Fortnite, because Fortnite was probably the first time I really was introduced to the whole Battle Pass concept. But it's like, whoever started it first, everyone's just been playing copycat. And unfortunately, Call of Duty's no exception. There are certain guns and outfits that you can't unlock unless you pay money for the Battle Pass. And I say pay money because even though there's in-game currency, that game currency realistically has to be bought. I think they give you like 100 free free throughout the first one, each battle pass that's released, but if you want more, you have to buy it, to my knowledge. Like, there's guns that I've looked at that I can see myself genuinely using, but in order for me to do that, I have to buy the shit, and I'm not doing that. Like, when I look at battle passes, and this isn't just a Call of Duty thing, but since it's a COD video, fuck it. When I look at battle passes, I see an unoriginal attempt at a cash grab. Like, bro, I already bought the game. I ain't finna buy renown or in-game currency or whatever the hell so I can buy more of the game. You see what I'm saying? I don't like it, and I think it takes up space. Now, all that aside, you know I still gotta get into shit that I do like about the new ones. The ground wars. In Modern Warfare 2, the ground war for that one, I haven't enjoyed one as much as I did this one since like World War II. It's so much fucking fun. The ground war is fun. The game itself is fun. I love the campaign. You already know that when I talked about it like months ago. I liked the game. I also liked the other ones. I liked Vanguard. Its multiplayer was fun. The story mode was, I'll say it was forgettable, but it was okay. Cold War was fun. I loved it. Zombies multiplayer could have been better. Then I love the original Modern Warfare, not just for its multiplayer, but also for its memories. You know, I remember when me and the homies first found out that it was being released, we was excited. Like, I like the new COD games. I just feel like there's certain additions that's being overused and poorly thought out that just isn't needed in the games. If the game was sold as multiplayer, campaign, and special ops, you don't need mad tabs and boxes for each and every set. You don't gotta make the main menu so complicated. You don't gotta make the creator class system so complicated. You don't have to do unnecessary shit. This is a simple ass game. You and a bunch of your friends or randos run around an arena shooting at each other. It's not that hard of a concept. You don't gotta do all this extra shit. Like, I promise you, we gonna play it regardless. Like, folks who've been playing since the early 2000s, all this extra complicated shit isn't needed. Like, we've been playing when the shit was mad basic, like Modern Warfare 2 or World at War. I promise you, folks don't care. But that's just it, man. Other than that, I still love the franchise. I still love the newer games, and I am kind of excited for Modern Warfare 3. If it's anything like the original, shit, I'll play it. But that's all I got for y'all, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode of Reggie TV. Let me know how y'all feel about the new Call of Duties, man. Like, this is just my thing. I don't know if some of y'all like it. I don't know if some of y'all agree. Let me know how y'all feel. I'll holler at y'all in the next one, and I'm out.